and welcome to Roadside Republic, the show that brings you all news elections from across the country. To start off, bad news for Narendra Modi from two ladies he may have been banking on for support. Both Mayawati and Mamata Banerjee have ruled out supporting a government led by Narendra Modi anytime soon. Here's what they said.
जहाँ तक बीजेपी को समर्थन देने का सवाल है, तो इस संबंध में श्री मुलायम सिंह यादव, ममता बनर्जी या फिर जयललिता भले ही बीजेपी व श्री मोदी की इनकी सरकार बनाने के लिए क्यों ना अपना समर्थन दे दे, परंतु हमारी पार्टी बीएसपी किसी भी कीमत पर केंद्र में भारतीय जनता पार्टी व श्री नरेंद्र मोदी को अपनी सरकार बनाने के लिए किसी भी प्रकार से कोई भी समर्थन इनको नहीं देगी।
हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई एक साथ में, तो आपका गुस्सा क्यों? दंगा बाबू इतना गुस्सा क्यों? दंगा बाबू का बहुत गुस्सा होता है। प्रधानमंत्री बनेगा, प्रधानमंत्री, बच्चा को जन्म नहीं हुआ, शादी का दिन तैयार हो गया, आप में का खुद प्रधानमंत्री समझते हैं।
Well, now for news from Delhi that has shaken up politics here in West Bengal. In a huge embarrassment for Mamata Banerjee, the Supreme Court today ordered a CBI probe into the Sharda scam, the very scam that Narendra Modi himself had turned into the major political issue this election campaign. Now, one Trinamool MP is behind bars already. This because thousands and thousands of people lost crores and crores of rupees when Sharda collapsed last April. Now, besides the one Trinamool MP who is behind bars, it is suspected that many other Trinamool leaders may have some links with the Sharda group. Now, the opposition in Bengal has welcomed the Supreme Court decision, so has the Trinamool, but with the rider that the order has come just 2 days before 17 constituencies go to the polls on Monday. Mamata putting on a brave face. Unlike Assam, Tripura, Odisha, her lawyers had opposed the CBI probe into Sharda till the end, but failed.
While ordering a CBI probe, the Supreme Court ruled, in view of the interstate ramifications of the Sharda scam, the involvement of higher-ups including politicians and the aspect of money laundering, a CBI probe is necessary. The court said the money trail needs to be traced, the conspiracy angle properly probed, and not much headway has been made by the state police.
Modi decisively made Sharda the top poll issue, repeatedly attacking Mamata for allegedly sheltering the guilty. Today, all her rivals cheered.
The Supreme Court decision, we welcome the decision because it is historic and it has come timely.
I am extremely happy as because thousands of investors are happy.
Asattameva Jayate, because they were playing a first Mamata Banerjee's regime and they are trying to suppress the truth.
We welcome the judgment of the Supreme Court, though the judgment has come only 2 days before the 5th phase of the elections, which some people are reading political issues. As far as we are concerned, we believe in the Constitution. Mamata Bandyopadhyay has repeatedly said we believe in the judiciary. So we welcome the Supreme Court judgment.
Will today's order impact polls on Monday when many Sharda victims will vote? The opposition is wary, but the Trinamool could be worried. This couple, both Sharda agents, had raised 92 lakh from investors and had invested over 8 lakh rupees of their own money in Sharda. For them, life has been hellish.
देखिए शारदा चिटफंड के लिए जो सीबीआई ने दिया ये तो पहले ही देना चाहिए था। इतना देर हो गया, छोटा छोटा पेमेंट मिला है पार्टी लोगों को, मगर सब पार्टी को नहीं मिला है। ये लेके तो एक दिक्कत वाली बात है ही।
For people like Julie and Dinesh, their life depends on getting their money back. If CBI can speed things up, the better. The big question is, do they blame their plight on the Trinamool? That question may be answered in Monday's polls. With Neha Khanna in Delhi, in Kolkata, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV. Well, that's the top headline from West Bengal, but now over to Anant Sanane, who's out there in the epicenter of the polls, perhaps Varanasi.
Thanks a lot, Monideepa. Well, yes, as she pointed out, we are in Varanasi and the roadshow battle continues. Narendra Modi didn't take out technically a roadshow, but he made a road trip which almost seemed like a roadshow. But today it was Kejriwal's day to first head out onto the roads of Varanasi. He first went to the rural parts of the constituency and then held a massive roadshow, which is where we are right now, the starting point of the roadshow, the Lanka Gates. The roadshow is still very much on and it's on its way to this particular place where it's about to culminate with a grand speech-making ceremony. But as we've been reporting right through the day, it is now going to be a battle of the roadshows. Tomorrow, Rahul Gandhi lands in Varanasi and let's see who gets to manage to draw in the maximum number of crowds and make the deepest political inroads. Let's take a look at this report.
It's the last lap of elections 2014 and Varanasi a witness to a fierce battle of roadshows. A day after Narendra Modi's watered-down campaign thanks to the face-off with the poll panel, it was Arvind Kejriwal's turn. A bird's-eye view of the holy city revealed a sea of white caps and scores of brooms in the air. Flanked with cheering supporters, the Aam Aadmi Party chief took a dig at his challenger.
आम आदमी पार्टी जीत रही है, भारी बहुमत से जीत रही है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी हार रहे हैं। अब सारा बनारस ये कहने लग गया है कि जिस व्यक्ति के पास चुनाव के पहले वोट मांगने आने का टाइम नहीं है, केवल 2 घंटे के लिए आए, हेलीकॉप्टर से आए और हेलीकॉप्टर से चले गए, वो चुनाव के बाद हमारी क्या सेवा करेगा।
His roadshow across the city not nearly as spectacular as the Modi nomination show, but still a testimony to the fact that in less than a month, Mr. Kejriwal has managed to make inroads into Varanasi. The first pit stop, rural Varanasi. His campaign there perhaps arising from AAP's assessment that there is a huge support for Modi among urban voters. 12 kilometers away in Ramnagar, he went from village to village, waving to people and hoping that it's these rural pockets that will help him counter the Modi wave.
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी बनारस से चुनाव जीत रहे हैं जो है उनके में एक देश के प्रति एक अजीब सा जुनून है चुनाव जीतने के प्रति वो यहाँ जीतने के लिए भाजपा और अरविंद जी की है पर अरविंद जी ने मार्जिन को कम कर दिया नरेंद्र मोदी जी को नरेंद्र मोदी जी की मार्जिन जो 2.5 लाख बना के जीतने रखे थे उस मार्जिन को अरविंद जी ने कम किया है जो
But as he neared the city, the campaign turned bitter.
The 3 guys came up, they overtook us. I saw one of them had a huge lathi. There were 2 others with him. And
who were they?
I don't know.
Did they identify themselves?
No, they didn't. Then they just started threatening us and said, what are you doing here? Get out of here. And I said, bro, I was invited here and I'm on my way out. We don't want any trouble. So then the third time he picked up, the students came between me and him, held the lathi, took it away from him and chased him away.
But for the people of Varanasi, the political attention is unprecedented. Basking in the knowledge that they can seal the fate of several high-profile candidates, they move from one roadshow to another, some non-committal, others confident. And setting stage for the final countdown, Rahul Gandhi is all set to seek revenge for Amethi.
केजरीवाल रोड शो कर लें, अर्थ शो कर लें, एयर शो कर लें। काशी की जनता ने अपना मन बना लिया है और जिस तरह से स्वयं स्फूर्त जनता कल सड़कों पे आई, आपने देखा होगा।
With barely hours left for campaigning for elections 2014 to end, every party in Varanasi is going full throttle for maximum political mileage. With Anand Zanane in Varanasi, Rohit Rajan for NDTV.
Well, that's it from me in Varanasi. We'll be back tomorrow with more road shows and more political bites. But for now, it's over to my colleague Zafar Iqbal, who joins us from Srinagar.
Thank you so much, Anand. Indeed, election fever is at its peak in Varanasi, but here in Jammu and Kashmir, the polling is over. It's been by and large a peaceful polling in all the phases, but there have been incidents of violence and stone pelting and clashes as well, particularly in the last phase in Baramulla. Not just on the polling day, but even after that, we saw violent clashes in Baramulla, in Sopore, where protesters clashed with the police. But what's happened for the first time perhaps is that all those who had voted were targeted by the youth who were very angry. They were checking their fingers for the ink marks, and then they were subjected to violence. Clearly it sent shockwaves in Kashmir. All the political parties are unanimous in condemning such incidents, and also this has thrown up a big challenge for the security forces. Here is our report. Branded traitors for not heeding a boycott call. A Kupwara resident beaten with sticks and forced to strip after a group of youth found an ink mark on his finger. Similar scenes in Sopore in North Kashmir, where voters faced the wrath of stone pelters and protesters. Hitting out strongly against those resorting to violence, Chief Minister Umar Abdullah tweeted that those trying to terrorize voters will not be tolerated. The opposition PDP too condemned the incident.
This is highly condemnable, shameful outrightly, and this adds a very new dangerous element into Kashmir's situation.
These incidents come a day after voters in Baramulla exercised their franchise, where a separatist call for boycott reflected in the dismal voter turnout. Though in Kupwara district, it was an overwhelming 60% plus. Police say the perpetrators have been identified and arrested.
Police has identified 7 people who are the Gunda element who have created this ruckus and stopped a matador in a place called Azadganj and injured some of the people. So police has identified them. 3 people have been arrested out of it.
Though hundreds of youth were rounded up before the polling, but this did not stop violence from taking place. And the target this time were the people who had cast their vote. Clearly, more need to be done to prevent such incidents from happening in the future. In Baramulla, Zafar Iqbal for NDTV. So clearly not an easy task for all those people who are coming out and casting their vote. Obviously a big challenge for the security forces to provide security to all these people. And again, this could set a trend for the upcoming assembly elections slated later this year. So obviously a lot of work need to be done by the security forces here. With this, I hand it over to my colleague Rohit Ban in Ahmedabad for reports there.